I think I just heard the best summary of the switch that's happened in male and female relationships, and I'm loving it. I super love it. So I'm going to try to make this as short as possible. So a woman posted this, a man reposted it, and I responded to my first, I guess you could say, insight or observations on the post just a few minutes ago. But I wanted to respond to the rest of her post. And I wanted to say, first off, finally, everything that she said, which I'm going to tell you in a minute, is only a problem if you're male centered. And there are plenty of women who are still male centered. But those who aren't, she made these points. So she made 8 points that I'm going to talk about one by one. The first is that women no longer stroke male egos. They're online, you know, commenting on men's negative behavior and talking about why they don't want to live with men. That's true. But it's only a problem if men expected unwarranted admiration and fawning. The second thing she said is that women don't keep secrets, that women used to have mystery, but now women are talking online about their bad relationship choices, about their hygiene, about all their opinions on their relationships. So there's no secrets, there's no mystery. And this even includes the way some women dress where they show too much. And again, there's truth in that. But women not keeping secrets is so helpful. And it's empowering for women to dress however they want to dress, even if some men and even some women don't like it. But let's go back to the being helpful, not keeping secrets. Women are learning from one another in record time, and that's hurting the manipulators that are out there that want to take advantage of women. Men can learn too because manipulation, toxic relationship patterns, they're not a gender problem. They are a human problem. So this could help men too. So it's only a problem if you're in love with an image and you don't want to deal with real human beings with flaws who make mistakes and learn. And oh, she mentioned that standards. They're showing that they don't have any standards, and so just do whatever and, not worry about it or whatever. Standards do help you avoid some relationship problems, but they don't prevent all relationship failures or all heartbreaks. Now, the third thing she mentioned is that women think they're the prize. Oh my gosh, I've done this many different segments on that. And point blank period, women are the ones that carry the babies. Women are the ones that bring the most value to relationships. Men get the most out of relationships. So, yes, in general, women are the prize. In general, a great man is an average woman. Okay, we'll move on from that. Number four, she mentioned that men would rather self pleasure than deal with a woman. Now, this had to be one of the best selling points that she had because many women have felt used even in their relationships because men were selfish, and many women struggle to and some men never cared about this. So if women inadvertently turned off most selfish lovers, that's a huge win. Number five, she talked about divorce. Now, if you have enough money, get a prenup. All right. But I've posted about divorce many times. This whole idea that women are somehow benefiting from getting 50% when they could have stayed and got 100%. The math isn't mathing. The average, uh, the average net worth in America is $40,000. So let's just say that they had $40,000 worth of assets and the woman got $20,000. The average divorce in America costs $10,000. So that means that she would go through all of that lawyer fees, the time waiting, the paperwork, having to change her name, having to possibly move out, get a new place, get stuff in her new name, water, lights, everything, for $10,000. Some people get that in their income tax and they don't have to go through a divorce. Okay, so yeah, there's easier ways to get money than divorce. And then the sixth thing she mentioned is child support. Well, of course, probably most of you have seen 50 million takes on child support and how it's a bargain for the person paying it compared to being the custodial parent. And then the seventh thing she mentioned is that women are refusing to provide unpaid labor or have children. And of course, we know that that's true. There's a lot of women that say, I'm not going to cook, I'm not going to clean, I'm not going to have kids, I'm not going to fulfill all of these roles that you want to put on me unless we're doing it for each other, unless it's reciprocal, unless we are truly 50-50, as people say. So, yeah, if men have a problem with a 50-50 relationship being completely 50-50, then they really shouldn't expect those things. All right. And then number 8, this is the last thing, that women are now calling men females and saying they act like females. And because they're using females as an insult, that means that women know that their behavior is poor and that they should be ashamed of it. And my response to that is that men have been using descriptions of women as an insult for thousands of years. They have said, you throw like a girl, you're being such a woman. And then, of course, the slurs that they've used that have to do with women and their body parts. So the idea of women being shameful, flawed, inferior creatures is a staple of patriarchy. And now that that rhetoric is being used on men, it's suddenly a problem when it hasn't been a problem for 5,000 years? Okay, that's kind of laughable. So let me just sum up. So, in short, men have to deal with flawed human beings who don't stroke egos, provide unpaid labor, or guarantee lineage. And there's a chance that there could be some financial loss involved if he gets into a relationship with a woman. Well, that's the relationship arrangement that women have had for millennia. So, welcome to the team. So, if men are asking, what do women bring to the table? Why should I be with a woman? Women should have been asking that from the moment they didn't need men financially. So, we're both in the same boat. That's wonderful. That's amazing. That's exciting. I love that. That's great. Now we should be able to see things from the other person's point of view and should be able to treat one another with respect and equality and equity. Yeah, let's hope that we can do that. So please check out my podcast, Zenergy. Please check out my books on Amazon. I am Zenashe, Zenase, and I would love to know your thoughts about my content, especially this video or any ones that I posted. Please check out my page. May you walk in Zenergy. I think I just heard the